Hello, Johnny. Johnny, I found the split ring person. Hello, AJ. I found the split ring person. They're still kicking. Hello, little Rich. Scott, I did find the split ring person. I was the first place I had spoke with them was via Facebook Messenger. Or it wasn't the first place, but our initial meeting was through email, and then some of it switched to Facebook Messenger, and then there was some issues between China and Facebook, so that person wasn't supposed to have Facebook apparently, and it got deleted. uh, so but I was able to search through my Facebook Messenger and find all of our old conversations. um, it just said like Facebook user. Um, but I don't know. I don't know what happened, Morgan. The dude might have got deleted. This might be a fill in, but he's still around. And I still don't know if it's a man or a woman. I always thought it was a woman. And then after talking to this person for 2 years, I started thinking, I think this might be a man. But I don't know. I still don't know. And I'm too chicken shit to ask. I get scared to ask. I'm like, would it be offensive to ask this person if they're male or female? Uh, but the way they speak is very gender neutral. So I don't know. I guess it's because they're it's their non-native language and you're just typing. But I don't know. Hold on, let me talk to my mother. Hello. Hey. Yeah, when I get done. Yeah, that's fine. Oh, okay. Bye. Um, could be neutral. I'm not sure, but we'll see. We'll see. But there's also lots of sizes to choose from. Tupperware and guns are on sale. Which one would you like? I know, I know. He or she really likes crawfish, and he or she wanted to stop what they were doing and be a crawfish farmer because crawfish in his town were $8 a pound. Um, but that's a dude from Louisiana. Could be. Could be. So, uh, anyway, if you're interested in split rings, I'll put out a message to the on the camper page, and people can respond or email me back or whatever. And I'm going to do a count, uh, take a count on what people want, and then do the order. And it's like, I think it's $24 per thousand. Don't quote me on that, but pretty close to that. Uh, so I mean, spend $50 and get 2,000 split rings, roughly. Um, So I think I looked back at my messages, and I think I ordered 20,000 the last time I ordered. And that's lasted me 5 years maybe. So, and probably 10% of those are on my floor or in various places where I've worked. So, yeah, if you need some thousands of split rings, let me know. I think that would be the minimum because they deal in large thousands. So I think the minimum is 20,000, which I will take. But anything past that, we'll just all piggyback off of that 20,000 and add to it. But it's got to be in 1,000 increments, like up to 10. Like the price the way they did it to me, it was like you can get 20,000, you can get 30,000, you can get 40,000 in 10,000 increments. So if we can get up to like whatever, I can fill in the gaps. So we say like Stearman wants 2,000. If we can find 5 people that want 2,000, that'll get us to 30, and then so on and so forth. But that'll make life easier. Jeremy, I don't think it'll work like that. I think you have to order per size per 1,000. But you can't. It can't be like per size has to start at 20,000. So if you wanted a different size, you would have to start at 20,000. It's a number. It's about a number 2. It's like a 4.5 millimeter inside diameter. It's the same one that comes on all of the Bernsey baits that you've got. That one. Same one. So, Travis, you might be like my buddy D's. I gave him about 1,000 of them, and I think he dumped them out on his boat and threw them on the ground and said he needed split rings. I said, "Why do you need split rings? I gave you 1,000." He said, "Oh, I think I spilled those. I don't know what happened to them." AJ wants the 4 and the 4.5. Let me. I'll get the list out of sizes. Yeah, I'm gonna do. I want for now. I want the most of this one. This is the one I use the most. It's the most universal. It ones that makes 100% sense that I have 20,000 of them. Like, I don't really need 20,000 littler or bigger ones or like that much more. So AJ wants 4s. Morgan wants 4s. All right, I need to get a piece of paper out. Let me see here. But I'll let everybody know. It's not. I'm not trying to place this order tomorrow. But because I know there's not everybody's watching this. So it'll take a while for everybody to kind of trickle in. I do need some smaller ones because I have a lot of smaller baits, like the little bitty roots. They need the little smaller trebles and jerk baits and stuff. And there's time to need them. So I do need some smaller sizes. I just don't need a shit ton of them. And maybe they'll sell me more for higher price, which I'd be okay with paying more for not having to buy the volume. So yeah, like these are a little, like you said, Morgan, this size is probably a half size too big, a size too big for like a 200 series Bandit, like that smaller kind of range stuff. Like most wood stuff, it it works fine on because it's just extra floaty. But 1,000 costs the same as a seven hyperwire pack. Yeah, pretty astonishing. Pretty astonishing. So I'd rather have 1,000 of these than a dozen hyperwires. So the only thing I might do, and is I'm not going to trust that they're the same wire, because in my email I made it very evident that I wanted the exact same wire and I wanted nothing changed, right? Like I want to be able to put them in with these and not be able to tell the difference. I want these. I want the whatever that wire is, I want those. And they said, "Oh yeah, it's the same. We haven't changed anything." But I'm gonna get a sample. I'm gonna see if they'll send me a sample of each size, and that way I can like compare them and make sure that I don't get stuck with 30,000 pieces of shit. So Jeremy's done found the mother load of worms. But so that was exciting. I haven't spoken with China in a while. It was good to stay up till 1 o'clock in the morning talking to lure people in China, talking to Chinese people about fishing stuff in the wee hours of the morning. I had flashbacks to Austin when I did that all the time. It gets me excited. It makes me feel like I'm doing something. It makes me feel alive, like something's going somewhere, something's happening. Even if I'm just ordering split rings. Everybody wants fours. Johnny, I'm getting everybody's bait shipped out. I went fishing Saturday. Marathon day. It was like 5 to 5. We caught them. Keith did a little bit of live scoping for speckled trout. We caught everything. Everything. Speckled trout, flounder, crappie, goggle eye, drum. I'm trying to think what we didn't catch. We didn't catch a redfish, which was very surprising. But they were biting. Morgan, we didn't scope the flounder. I caught the flounder just dragging. But one thing that they noticed on the scope that was pretty cool was that you'd have these banks that were like channel swing banks, and you probably see this everywhere. But you have these channel swing banks, and they're cut, right? Well, with the scope, you could look under the cut, and if your bait, say here's the bank, and your bait falls straight here, the fish is over here. Like your bait's never going to get anywhere near it, and unless that fish is like super aggressive to run out there and blast, you're never going to catch that fish. The only way you could is to like get at an angle, like down the bank, and almost throw like up current and try to get it to wash under. But it would be a very specific cast that you would have to make to be able to do that. Um, but you probably could get close. But we did. I think there was. We didn't dick around with the trout that long. Just on the way home. But I caught a couple, and they caught a couple keepers, like 2 white trout and like 2 specks or something. You could detune your burns to run up in there. You'd probably lose a bunch though. We did fish one of the snaggiest places I've ever seen in my life. And I told Keith, I said, dude, to properly fish this place, like a crankbait would be a great bait here, but it's so snaggy and there's so much shit on the bottom. You can't throw anything of value. I said, this would be the place where you would order, like, you would get on Alibaba and find like 50 of the cheapest crankbaits you could find that are like chartreuse and black or like splatterback, white, whatever, just some generic color, and try and get them for like 50 cents a piece or whatever. And you would just have to bring like a bag of 50 of them and set them on the deck and cast them and like get about 2-3 casts maybe out of one if you're lucky, and then break it off and throw another one. And just like as soon as you got hung up, pop it off. Because some of them were so hard to get to, you couldn't even get to them. And you just stay hung up, you couldn't fish. So I think that would be how you would have to fish that area. I've painted a shit ton of Roman made negotiators, but I've never painted one specifically for Zaldane. I've had no contact with the Zaldangerous one. He might have acquired one of mine from somebody. That's certainly possible. But since we all know the swim bait community likes to buy and sell, and trade, so I don't know. I'll have to look. Do you have a screenshot? I can tell you pretty quick, even if it's a shitty picture. Morgan got a 316 with my paint. How old? How old? There is a certain number of there's a handful of Warshed 316s floating around. Morgan, you gotta have a picture of that thing. Did you acquire it recently or a long time ago? Got it a couple years ago. I used to not like painting those. I loved painting them, but I was a big fan of Mickey's paint and his building, and because I was such a fanboy of what he did as a whole, like that, his baits were his vision, right? How they looked. He wasn't a guy that was going to send his shit off to for somebody else to paint. Like he could build, he could paint, he could carve, he could do it all. So it's not like he didn't know what he wanted his baits to look like. So he made his baits look like he wanted them to look like. The paint matched the body, and it does. And I thought very highly of his paint work and his builds, and I felt like when he covered up his paint, it kind of took away from his mission. Um, what professional angler were you the most jacked up for about painting baits for? Probably Jordan, because I knew he'd win on something eventually. But he didn't. He gave a bait to Alton Jr. and Alton Jr. won instead. But there was I think Jordan caught a 7 or something at Santee Cooper on a Fritz side I painted for him that got a little camera time. I never saw that tournament, but he told me about it. Hello, Builder Dude. What's everyone's favorite Mountain Dew? Johnny, I like the throwback. That's my favorite Mountain Dew. Do they still make those? Burns saw that tourney and that bait. Can I is there somewhere I can see that, Builder Dude? Is that online? Or is that going forever? Because it might have been during a live. I don't remember. I don't know. He told me about it. But I never ended up seeing that tournament. Normal Mountain Dew fountain. So they, yep, remember seeing that one. That one was plastered everywhere. And it was not my favorite interpretation of that color because the original stencil I used to do like the shit on the side, I destroyed. Like it just eventually fell apart, and I had to use a different part of a different stencil, and it didn't look right, and I didn't like it. But it's all I had. Now I could make my own, but back then I couldn't, and I couldn't get that stencil again, and so I had to make do. And I wasn't a fan of it. That when one of your baits gets blasted out there for a lot of people to see, that I didn't like what people were seeing, but no, that's part of it. I do love a Coke. I do love a Coke. Hello, Clay. What's new, bro? I'm just packaging up baits, going to the post office in a minute. Morgan sent me a pic of the 316. Let's see. Let's see who I painted this for, if I can remember. Hmm. Hmm. I don't remember. I do not remember. Huh. Pretty generic. Been buying cherry Dr. Peppers in the 12 packs. Johnny, my mom does peanuts in the Coke. Not not me. I don't like particles of shit floating around in my drinks. Uh, it's too backwashy, and it gives me the heebie-jeebies. So no matter how good it may taste, I can't get over the backwash vibes. Can't get over the backwash vibes. Now having kids open up their water bottles. The bean's good. She doesn't backwash, but like the baby, I'll open up her water bottle and just see like shit floating in the bottom of it, and I immediately start thinking peanut Coke. Ugh, yuck, yucky. Morgan, do you throw those herrings? Wasn't that his herring or his mackerel or whatever he called it? I can't remember what that bait is specifically. If it was a herring, I think it was a herring, but I think he did it in a mackerel color. Have those been fished yet? Unsweet tea for the builder dude. Burns, I think I'm getting old enough now. I'm gonna have to cut the sugar in my sweet tea, and I think I'm gonna have to go to unsweet one of these days. Maybe New Year's I'll start off with the unsweet tea. I try not to, Burns. I try not to. They always got the goobies in their drink, so I try not to drink after them, but sometimes I do. I drink after the bean. I typically don't drink after the baby. I have had Yankee sweet tea and iced tea, and it is not the same. Clay, is Splenda health wise probably doing just as much harm as sugar or not? Is there any sweetener that's been like proven to not kill you in some way? Because I feel like every time they come out with a sweetener, there's some other something that comes out. It's like, oh yeah, that's got whatever else in it. It's terrible. Okay. Man, do I love some sweet tea. Have y'all tried the y'all sweet tea? Give me the sugar if I die. At least I had good sweet tea. Yep. I'll have to ask Amy what the best sugar alternative is. She always tries to get me on some like sugar alternatives, but they always end up tasting like ass. Like what was the last one? Like coconut sugar and all these other ones, and there's always something about them that like has a wang to it that throws off what I'm looking for. I just want sugar. Damn it. Coconut peach sweet tea. That sounds terrible. That doesn't sound terrible. Strawberry sweet tea is good. I do like strawberry tea. Maybe that's the answer. Maybe I start drinking flavored tea, non-sweetened. Start drinking the Arnold Palmer's, unsweet. Give me a little bit of flavor. Who knows? Who knows the answer? Cane's does have good tea. Cane's does have good tea. I'm with you on that. I used to, when I was in Austin, I'd slide into Cane's and get a gallon for the shop. I haven't been to a McAllister's and I couldn't tell you how long. Could not tell you the last time I went to McAllister's. Only flavored sweet tea. Oh, what's your question, Builder Dude? I didn't see it. That's what I did. Cut the sugar. It was rough at first, but I'm getting now. Where's your question? Scroll up. I did, Builder Dude. Okay, I believe they're right here. Nicely packed, nice and neat. So this is the winter weighted SB1. A little longer bill, a little heavier tune. My favorite store-bought sweet tea is Red Diamond. That's what I drink every day. I'm a Red Diamond guy. But I don't think you can get Red Diamond everywhere. It's made up in like Birmingham or like North Alabama somewhere. So regionally, I don't know. Publix has pretty decent sweet tea. Flatter bill angle and a tad more weight. So get a little deeper. Get a little deeper than the standard SB1. Hang in the zone a little longer. Show the protos. Okay. Okay. Oh boy. Oh boy. Here they come. These are sexy. Builder Dude Shad Wraps. I like this one. This one turns me on. This one does too. I got a caught on this one Saturday. That would actually been pretty perfect. And there is the ugly. It's not that ugly though. I think Burns, I think you could have made this uglier. I don't think it's ugly enough. Scott. Scott, do you agree? Are these not ugly enough? Something's missing in the ugly. Oh, but it's not. The man's bait looked like another bait. The thin man was a copy of a wood bait. Called the Little Speedy. There are no Jerry Lure ugly. That's what we were. That's what we were trying to go for, and Burns somehow made the Little Speedy not so ugly. Johnny, there you go. Jerry Lure made the Little Speedy, which was the original one, and it is said that Mike Iaconelli went to Mann's with a Little Speedy and had Mann's produce the Thin Man. That Ike is responsible for that bait. It didn't last very long. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe the bill. Oh, the bill needs to be round, doesn't it? Oh, I have someone now, Burns, that could maybe help with the lip cutting. I just got to order the material. So I think I'm gonna start with the. I think I'm gonna start with the bomber lip. Is the plan. Maybe by February we can have a flat A. Ooh, look at Scott. Scott, where'd you get them? Scott's got it. Scott's got it all, dude. Haven't yet, Brian. Yeah, he's got the Lexan ones. Scott does. Scott's got connections everywhere. He's got connections everywhere. Had Micro know cooking when he was doing that. Smart move. I guess Mike's back in action. Seems like. Seen posting on Woodbait Nation. It needed to be different. I don't know what it's supposed to run like, so I'm not the guy for that job. I just know it's supposed to be ugly. I don't know how it's supposed to wobble. I don't know what kind of action you could expect out of a real Little Speedy. Because I ain't a real Little Speedy. All right, let's see. Where's my labels? Here they are. It's Builder Dude's version of the shitty Speedy, and it's made from 3/8 stock. So it's thicker. Is it thicker or is it thinner than a Speedy? Surely it's thinner, which I don't mind. I think I like this size. I like this thinness. I'm excited to paint this, Burns, to tell you the truth. I'm excited to paint both of these. I think I saw Tackle Trap has a pretty good discount on our Hyperwire rings if people want. Hello, we have decided that Hyperwire are poo-poo and overpriced. I do know that Tackle Trap, the previous owner of the Tackle Trap, Brian, has like 100 and something Edders that he never sold that I guess he kept in his garage or something that didn't go with the store that he was trying to sell. And he was trying to sell them as a lot. Like he wanted to sell, it was like 120 something baits. He wanted to sell them all for like $16 a piece. And I'm guessing he bought them from Jimmy and just kind of left them out of the deal. I said, yeah, here's buy my tackle store. The Edders stay in the garage though. I'm not going to tell you about those. So it's honestly no different than any other small flat side. The only thing the original did is turn when paused and jerked. All right, so we got the same stock. We just got a little different lip. If this thing will turn on the pause on a jerk or whatever, we will have imparted little Speedy mojo. Now I'll have something to check those against. The old double dip. That's right. That's right. So I don't know if he sold them yet, but I mean, it doesn't seem like a bad deal at all. I'd like to know which models they are. Like it's hard to spend. It's like the equivalent to subscribing to a mystery tackle box. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, it's a good deal, but I also don't want to spend $2,500 and not get to pick exactly what I want. You know what I mean? Have to like get some bullshit, and none of his stuff's bullshit, but it might be stuff that I wouldn't personally ever buy. It's like Baitman selling 6 cents for 25% over retail. Yeah, Clay, help me make sense of that. How does that work? Maybe too short? Maybe. Yeah, I feel like the little Speedy does have a pretty lengthy lip on it, from what I recall. Oh, it's personal stash. Oh, does that make a difference? Are they non-stock colors, or does that come with a pedigree now? Hey. What else 6 cents had their fans buy overpriced and whatnot, then turn around and do crazy holiday sales? Hey, asshole. You know that bait you just paid $12 for? Well, guess what? They're 70% off. You can have the same bait for $30 or for $3. I signed up. I took my little test last week. You have to not a test. You have to sit through this seminar and go through it and about how to sell. I sat through that. It's about 30 minutes, 45 minutes long, and I sat through that to activate my account because it's been non-active forever. Um, Grizzly, is that Shiner holiday cheer? Because I had a brain fart last night, and I went to the grocery store and I saw a Beta Christmas Ale, and I thought they had renamed Holiday Cheer, and then I realized that Shiner made Holiday Cheer, not a Beta. And I got home and I popped the top on one of these a Beta Christmas Ale. It tasted like shit. So I gotta go find the Christmas cheer now. Bandits Baby One minus is DD22s. My problem with that, Clay, here's my real problem is I don't want to part with mine. That's my issue. Is I get attached. Dude, I love Abita. Great brewery. Their Christmas ale sucks, but everything else is legit. Um, I would never buy them again. But the Shiner Christmas Cheer, sometimes they have better brews than others. But like the first couple years, they were great. Like 2 or 3, 4 years ago, they had a batch that year that was terrible. It might have been the year before COVID. It might have been like 2019. 2019's batch of Shiner Cheer was terrible. Um, yeah, see, Clay, I don't want to sell. Like, it would be probably smarter. You would make more just taking baits that you bought cheap and selling them than me take the time to paint them. But I'm the painter dude. So it would be stupid for me not to take a shitty old colored something and paint it. AJ, you feel me on the Shiner Cheer? They had a couple years back. They had an off year. Last year was good. I'm eager to try this year. I haven't tried this year's yet. I don't know what it's going to taste like. But a couple years ago, it was way too bitter, and then it just tasted like cardboard. It was terrible. Paint adds 10, but I might need more than 10 though, because I don't do repaints for 10. So, but I mean, I guess you get what you can get. But at that point, it would be cheaper. Like people wouldn't send me baits anymore. They just buy them off Whatnot, right? So I would be taking a hit. I guess if I didn't go too crazy, it would make sense. And you also you could probably justify it by being able to turn them over in a night rather than having to sit on like if you put them on eBay or something like that and they like sit there and marinated. They don't have to marinate. People see them and they're gone the next day. So I think it'd be fun. I don't know if it's something I do all the time, but I'd like to. Like, I don't want to put this thing on there and sell it for $20 because at that point, I just keep it because I'm greedy like that. But I don't know. I think it'd be fun to do, but I got to get a. I don't have a stockpile of anything, so I would have to I would have to give me some stockpile. It's kind of what I'm trying to do now is take some random baits. I got some flat A's out there. I got some fat wraps. I got some shad wraps. I got a bunch of random stuff that I dug out of this box over here that I'm going to paint. That I was gonna. And that's the other thing. I can just put them on my website, sell them there, not have to give Whatnot 12% for no reason. So you gotta take that into account too. Whatnot is not free; they take 12%, and I mean, I guess that adds up. Flat A's bring the jingle. Let's see. I don't know. Like I said, it'd be fun. I guess the first you probably gotta take a hit the first probably like at least 5 or 6 that you do, which I don't know if I want to do, right? So you probably got to do 5 of them minimum to gain a little steam to where you're not to where you get some different people that come in and watch, and you're not talking to the same 2 people. But could sell the split rings. Go and Whatnot with a slow roll of 10 and sell other 40 on your site. That would probably be the best thing to do, Chris, is to just not like blow your whole wad on there and like your whole paycheck and be like, all right, this is my paycheck for the week. And then you sell it for crumbs. I got some pretty sexy ones. I got those 2. And then we got matching pair. I have a few of these. I got a fat wrap. I got to paint. I got to finish getting these eyeballs off. Are they adding any new customers at 12%? Probably not. No, I don't really know what the I mean, I guess they're probably adding repeat Whatnot customers. I don't know if I don't know how many of those customers would email me months prior and say, "Hey, I need some baits painted. Hey, let me join tackle camp." Like, I don't know. Maybe there are, maybe they're not. I don't. I feel like I don't know. I don't know what the demographic of the Whatnot people are. Yeah, that's what. Because when I get on there, it's just a guy. It's just all these dudes selling like typically just like bargain bin blowout stuff that nobody else could sell, and they get it for pennies, and then they go on there and hawk it for $1 or whatever, and it's just like bargain hunters. So I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what the deal is. That was the part of me that didn't. I don't know. Felt kind of scummy. Who knows? But I'm with you, Clay. I thought, like, why do I need to get in the middle of a bunch of guys selling like blow out Guggen baits and like use stuff. I guess you'd stand out, but you'd also kind of just get washed in with the damn garbage. You know what I mean? So scum it up. Why not? Screw it. Screw it. Holiday sales going on Whatnot. Brian burned out on Whatnot. Yeah, I don't know. That's what I was wondering. I was trying to check the pulse of Whatnot to see what was going on. If people still got on there anymore. But I don't know if it's still got a buzz. Excited for more walleyes. I do like walleyes. I do like walleyes. What we got here? I need to start putting these. I need to start putting these baits in boxes. So many we got. BBC. Bobby. I had to turn out except for Batman. That's what I'm trying to save money. Yeah, that's the thing. I feel like you just kind of like it. Like if you get on there and it's like somebody you like, it's worth getting on there for. But as far as just getting on there randomly and just going on to random guys like streams, I don't feel like that was as much fun. You know what I mean? Like when Hella did one, I enjoyed getting on Hella's. Baitmans, I like getting on Baitmans, but like when I would just get on random people's, they're just kind of boring. Kind of boring. But Hella, do you have one coming up soon? Or did you already do it? I thought Hella had one. I thought I looked on I thought I lurked on your Whatnot page. Clay, I didn't think you could do that. I didn't think on Instagram you could say, look at this box I bought on Marketplace for $12 and then go sell people the same $12 box for 16% markup. I mean, it's not him doing it. He's not bidding. Johnny, did you ever find any deals on any of those random streams you'd hop on? Could you ever buy anything good that was like cheap? Guys who knew about the baits they were selling were the ones. Yeah, that probably helps. It was just hard for me to get past all the guys just going through like junk, dude. Like, I don't want 6 packs of overstock Zoom super flukes. You know what I mean? And like the guys talking about it didn't even know what it was. It's like, oh, we got these Zoom worms. Check them out. They're white. And they were like, albino or something, but like to them they were white. And like, yeah, these things will really catch them. Come on, $1. So, whatever. Well, that's a good thing to know, Brian. Need to do a little bit of explanation about what the baits are. But I guess yeah, being knowledgeable helps. Showing somebody an albino Zoom fluke and calling it a Zoom white worm probably doesn't give you too much street cred. $12 out of 13 stars for Hella's shows on Whatnot, David? Is that your ranking? Or is that the date? If you're selling Googan, I'm out. Pit bosses. It's like picking the best draft pick. I'm saying about 250 packs of 3 and 4 inch pit bosses, 49 cents a pack. Best of shit ever made. It's pretty good. You need to call AJ. Rapala is releasing a color called Classic Crawl. What is that going to look like? What is that going to look like? Man, these are sexy. Dude, that thing right there. Somebody better send me some pics with this thing stuck down one's throat. A damn big one. The red crawl they should have made years ago. Is it just straight red? Is it like Pryor's Money Red that he's been doing forever that they have never done because they chose to do the green and red one? Gentleman George, the old white worm. Zoom white worm. Oh. Tim, I need to send you the clip of George when he wins that tournament. I forget where he is. It might be somewhere in like North Carolina, but he wins it and it's a fall tournament, and he's waking a Balsa B3. So he's just throwing it out there and he's reeling it real slow, and he's using it as a wake bait. Well, Strike King doesn't make a Bagley Balsa B3, so he gets on stage and Ray Scott's like, pretty much, what'd you catch him on? And he said, well, I was catching them all week on a Balsa 3. And I was like, George, you worm. Everybody knows it's a damn like Bagley Balsa B3, but you had to call it a Balsa 3. He wouldn't say Bagley and he wouldn't say B. He just said the most generic answer ever. A Balsa 3. Balsa 3 crankbait, George. And they zoomed in on it when he was fishing it, and it was like 100% like an all brass like 70s Balsa B3. But Gentleman George. My sweet's here.
Yeah, I was going to get some of the mail out, and then.
What are you getting to mail out?
Get some shirts that I saw. What's up, everybody?
You like you did your hair.
Get my hair done today.
Did you? Mm-hmm. Short.
Yeah, I got it cut.
Burns is going to be pissed.
Needed a cut. I was looking rough.
I thought you were bought because he left his phone here.
Yeah, I saw that. I was like, who's here? And I heard you talking. I was like, he must be listening. What's up, Brian?
The interview
Kim, Clay, Johnny, AJ,
Johnny, AJ, hello.
Hella. What's up? Hella.
Did you call? What to
Mm,
make? Oh, I gotta make pumpkin pie tonight. How was Xmas shopping?
what's up, David?
You have an answer?
Who are you talking to me?
David says, "Hi, Amy. How is Xmas shopping?"
Oh. What Christmas shopping? Are you using your card, David?
It's easier these days. You don't have to go to the mall and get shot. Do it on Amazon.
I feel like that in the video, it looks like Jennifer Aniston's haircut.
You got friend vibes going on. Where's Builder Dude? He can tell you.
It's very. About an inch and a half cut off. It was looking a little rough.
Save time. Buy the 56-ounce Costco for $5.99. Take the sticker and say you went big this year. What's new besides the hair?
Just lifing.
Just life and
We have a child who's obsessed with Jack Skellington.
yes, this is true.
To the point that she is still wearing a 6-month-old Jack Skellington onesie that she found from her cousin's stack of clothes. So she comes up to her arm.
Yeah, it's like 3/4 length sleeves and like the bottom's right at her belly. And
Yeah, you can't button it. Snap it.
Amy's mom cut the buttons off so it looks like a normal shirt now.
Oh, she did?
Mm-hmm.
Why did she do that?
Because she did that.
She just doesn't get things. She's like, wait it out, dude.
No.
Just let her wear the snap.
She did it after she had walked inside for about a minute and a half. She looked at her shirt and said, "Oh, I need to cut the buttons off of that." Snip.
No, you don't.
She did.
Can't get too mad at her. She helps out a lot.
She wants to cut up the free shirt. Go for it. Son is still wearing his Dracula garb.
Yeah. Well, she got these hand-me-downs too. She got hand-me-downs of Buzz Lightyear hand-me-downs. And if you had seen her face when she received those worn out, it almost looks like it has holes in it. It's so worn out. Buzz Lightyear pajamas. Now, how excited she was about Buzz Lightyear pajamas. That would make your year.
That and the giant box that was at our house that they played in for like 4 solid days.
That face that she gave and the excitement.
Old crappy PJs in a box, and it was like euphoria.
And she wore those PJs for a few days.
Clay, does your son walk around sinking his teeth into y'all? Sucking your blood? With his little vampire fangs?
Get it? She put on my boots.
That is cute. He don't clamp down. That's good enough. The baby. All right. I'm going to get off here because I'm about to start taping, and it's going to be really obnoxious for your ears. So if you want split rings, send me a message, and we'll talk.
You getting rid of them?
No, I'm ordering more.
We got to keep this little one of those. rocking his PJs.
The old Buzz Lightyear. But then she fights.
She's scrappy.
No, I'm saying she's got like, she has to fight between which character she wants to be.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, she's Jack, and then she's on a Jack kick, and then it's like, do I want to be Buzz Lightyear today?
She wanted a dinosaur party. Now she wants a Jack party. Jack Skellington. Kind of black blow up. I mean, a bounce house.
Yeah, she's really into the dark arts. The baby is. Like,
she loved watching Dada gut and clean fish yesterday.
I cleaned fish yesterday out here, and she came out there with a box of Nerds from Halloween, and she was like this far away from like a dead fish head and guts, and she was sitting there going, she was like, let me see the guts. So I'd like chop it up, and she wanted to see what was in the stomach, so I'd chop the stomach up and like see if there was anything in it, and she was just sitting there eating her Nerds, and she was like, cut the eye out. And I was like, let me cut the eye out? And she was like, yeah. So I'd cut the eye out, and she'd like poke it, and she's like, do another one. Like, okay. Hannibal Lecter.
Oh, yeah.
My kids are super into Godzilla.
Godzilla.
I don't know that our kids know what Godzilla is.
Mm-mm. They know what a gorilla is. They don't.
Yeah, the Beam was terrified of a gorilla in one of the shows growing up.
It was like a stupid show too. It's a cartoon.
Yeah, it was a cartoon. It was.
Oh, it was Minnie Mouse.
Yeah, it was Minnie's Boutique, and they had a gorilla. Like, it wasn't even like that bad.
Scary.
She was terrified of that damn gorilla. We have Godzilla, Kong, and Scar King fights right now at the house. Yeah, Scar from Lion King.
I smashed a bug or a mosquito on my finger, and she was like, "Ooh, let me see the guts." I'm like, you are such a creep.
Inside Out 2 scarred my 4-year-old. I don't like Inside Out.
Inside Out 2 gave me anxiety.
Yeah, that was not.
It's not peaceful to watch.
Well, that's what I told Amy. I said, people don't know what anxiety is until you
watch Inside Out 2.
Until somebody like makes you understand what anxiety is.
Like, kids don't know what monsters are under their bed until you
tell them there's a monster under the bed.
Monster Inc. Like my mom does.
Yeah.
Like, why did you let them watch that? She was like,
"Oh, Scar King is the newest Godzilla villain. Interesting."
She was like, "Oh, I mean, it was just in your playlist." I was like, "It's not in our playlist. I don't know whose playlist it is."
Yeah.
Kids don't need to watch
Monsters Inc. is not a good one for the littles.
So then Mayor, the little bean, she's terrified now of everything. She thinks there's monsters everywhere.
Yeah, she's gotten better though, but like there for a while, like months and months and months.
She would go in her room, with lights on.
Yeah, and when I'd lay down with her, she'd be like, close that door, move that there, move like anything that was like out of place.
Doors had to be closed.
Doors had to be closed. Like everything had to be like right.
The baby just goes in her room with pitch black. It's like out. Yeah. And sleeps like her father.
Baby Dracula goes in there and gets in the darkness.
She sleeps hard.
Son has crazy nightmares. The bean has, we don't know. I don't know if it's nightmares. She just talks.
Night terrors.
Yeah, she talks. And
usually when they're overtired, they talk in their sleep or walk.
He thinks werewolves are legit real outside of his window.
Oh, that's sad.
What about coyotes? Is he hearing like or is it?
That would be bad if you actually made a werewolf sound outside of his
window. Well, I mean, it's certainly possible that if you have like any wooded area around you,
you might have some wolves.
You might have some coyotes, and they sound just like a werewolf.
We have coyotes in our neighborhood.
I haven't seen one yet, but they say there are.
Supposedly there's 2.
Have 2 dogs. Are they howlers? We don't like I was afraid as a kid of our hot water heater because it would click on and go and
Like Home Alone.
yeah, like Home Alone, like the furnace. And I didn't know what it was doing, and I was like, "Holy shit! What is my bathroom's haunted?"
That's real scary, Clay. Whew. The beagle probably does make some werewolf sounds.
Yeah, Beagle howls. Dachshund, probably not so much. Luckily, I never sleep.
Coyotes ended our backyard camping trip. Yep, that was probably in mine too.
That'll do it. The thunderstorms. Yeah, I didn't like apocalyptic skies.
Had one the other day.
Thunderstorms not as bad, but it was like those creepy like orange skies. I was not a fan of. But
Did you ship something for me?
what?
T-shirt.
Where is it?
Get it. All right, guys. Happy
Sayonara.
Thanksgiving. Go eat all the good food. What's your favorite Thanksgiving dish?
I have coyotes behind my house almost every night. Hey Jay, why don't you walk out there with your little pew pew
gun.
and blast their ass? Brian, correct. E.T. is a terrible movie. No children should watch it. Like E.T. on life support in a tent, no child should ever have to see. Or Forrest Gump, for that matter. While we're saying movies that are horrible, E.T., Forrest Gump.
You thought it was a horrible movie as a kid?
Forrest Gump, yes, because I was like analyzing the movie as I watched it.
How old were you?
I don't know, when did Forrest Gump come out?
I don't know.
Let's look.
Well, I'm most excited about the pumpkin pie that TK is going to make for me.
The second one.
The third one, actually, to make.
What year did Forrest Gump release? 94. So I'd have been 11.
Were you worried that your mom was going to be doing the principal?
No, but like Jenny like getting AIDS and like using him, and then like worried about his kid having, mental issues, and like it was dark, dude. It was not.
It's not for a kid. It's definitely an adult movie. Why were you watching it?
At 11, it's Forrest Gump. It's not supposed to be that bad. But if you're some like,
I think it was PG-13.
maybe I was 2 years shy. So
Yeah, so you should not have been watching it.
At 13, I would have thought the same
Your
thing.
parents could have gone to jail for that.
No, they couldn't.
Neglect.
At 11, I had the mind of most teenagers. I had a lot of questions as a 7 to 8-year-old. Didn't understand it till I was like 25. Gump is the greatest one of all time. I mean, it is a good movie, but it's also, I mean, it doesn't.
It's not a kid movie.
Well, it's not. I mean, it doesn't.
I think it was made.
It doesn't bring me joy to watch that movie.
It's a very sad movie, just like Green Mile. Very sad movie.
I don't watch Green Mile either. Never seen it. Don't want
Probably
to.
one of the only movies that made me cry. Except was a Indecent Proposal. That one made me cry too. It's pretty sad movie. Who wants to pick between their wife and $1 million?
That's in the Green Mile.
No, an Indecent Proposal.
Oh.
He had to choose between letting his wife go spend a night with this rich guy or get $1 million, and he needed the $1 million, and him and his wife decided she would go and do it.
What do you need the $1 million for?
And then they ended up getting divorced for like his business, or they were bankrupt or something. I don't remember.
How did it end?
They got back together, I think, but it was still sad that they broke up.
Rob Zombie. No, Amy doesn't like the scary stuff or the music.
Rob Zombie movies? No, they're too gross.
Dude, I'll tell you, as an adult,
I've seen a lot of scary movies. My dad used to rock me to sleep to them.
The Hills Have Eyes. That movie's creepy as. Like I saw that like in adulthood and was like, I don't want to watch this. Like just the imagery of like all the mutated people is really disturbing.
Yeah, Rob Zombie, no, not a fan of. But I have watched one of his movies.
That's your dad. He's referring to you getting rocked as a child to Poltergeist.
Yeah, Poltergeist.
Something Rob
First
Zombie would
time
do.
I'd watched Freddy Krueger was being rocked with my dad was rocking me to sleep. All the Michael movies, pretty much my dad introduced me to. What else? Jaws. Terrified of the water for a while because I was like 4 when I first saw it.
That never phased me. Jaws did not phase me.
We went to the
at
beach
all
the time.
But I've heard
All the
lots.
time.
I've heard lots of people claim that like Jaws is one of the most like one of the top horror movies of all time, and it never was like it never scared me.
The Blob scared me. We had a chest in our house that I still have. It's a family chest, and actually it's at my mom's house. But I have one like it, and I used to think there was going to be some creature in it because it was in the Blob. I mean, I saw a lot of creepy movies by being rocked by my father.
The worst one for me.
Through this.
The one I always wanted to watch, but didn't want to watch, but was secretly attracted to it was because you'd go in the movie stores, you go in like Blockbuster and walk through the horror section, and you'd see
Candyman. Oh yeah, I watched that at my dad's house. Mm-hmm.
Hellraiser.
Stupid.
And I'd walk through, and I was always like strangely attracted to Hellraiser. With all the pins in his head, it's pretty awesome. Candyman was cool. He had the bee in his mouth.
Not cool.
I always thought it was cool, like the cover, the imagery.
As an adult, movies that scared me were Saw, because that shit could possibly really happen, and the Blair Witch Project. That freaked me out. I was an adult. I was a teenager when Blair Witch came out.
The Crow. Interesting. I never saw The Crow.
Oh, what was that movie? The Paranormal Activity movie? Was it called Paranormal Activity?
Yeah.
Yeah, that movie was freaky. And I won't watch Amityville Horror or anything like that. That's true stories of like demonic
possession, and
if they're climbing up the wall and their head is doing all this and whatever, or they're coming out of a TV, I'm out. No thanks.
I'm out.
Like Grudge, no thanks.
Gremlins was the worst for me.
Gremlins wasn't that even that scary.
Are you serious, dude? Like at the end when Stripe comes out of when they're in the toy store.
I mean, it's kind of creepy.
And he's like, it's all the stuffed animals, and then he's like,
you have to understand, my dad was rocking me to sleep to like Freddy Krueger. Those are way scarier than Stripe.
Dude, I was terrified of the Gremlins.
I was terrified to go to sleep because I might dream that somebody's going to kill me in my dreams.
Hills Have Eyes was bad for you. It took place where you lived. Yeah, that would be creepy. I can see like something inside me wants to go watch it again and like see that imagery again because it's kind of foggy, and I feel like I need a refresher on how creepy it was.
I remember like it was just straight. I've seen 1 and 2.
Why would you put yourself through that?
I don't know, because I'm weird.
Masochist, dude. Aliens were great. I liked
I didn't get into Aliens. And the last
they probably weren't fucked up enough.
Yeah,
they were too normal.
The last one was weird. Wait, the Predator. I saw that being right.
Alien versus Predator was awesome.
Yeah, I didn't get into it.
Predator was awesome. That's probably one of my top 10 movies.
The movies were good.
Dude,
I didn't really get into this.
Come on, do it, kill me. I love Predator. Yeah, we stick to comedies.
Rom-com.
Well, Mike, I don't want to be terrified for entertainment.
He doesn't even like action.
No, I don't.
The whole time he's sweating the whole time.
Yeah, I don't like intensity for no reason.
Fast and Furious for him.
I like Fast and Furious.
No Kill Bill.
I like Kill Bill. I watch Kill Bill. I have it on DVD. I like Kill Bill. Pulp Fiction was a little intense.
No, what's his name? John
Wick.
Wick.
Never seen any of
No
those.
John Wick for him.
The more and more I think about the Matrixes, the more creepy they are.
He hadn't seen Avatar, but he did go on the Avatar ride.
About puked.
It was not that bad.
It was, dude. But apparently I get motion sickness now. If you want a stupid old school comedy, let's start a cult. All right, we'll remember that.
I've seen the first John Wick 40 times. Why, Brian? Why? You know the outcome every time.
I'm with you, Brian. I'll watch something 100 times. I don't care.
But it's not even that great of a movie.
Never seen a Star Wars? Ooh.
The Avatar ride was cool, and they also did the like when you're going through like all those like flowers, you could like smell the flowers. I thought that was so neat.
Tim, because every one of the 3D rides at Disney World that I rode, there where you put the glasses on,
I think he needs to have his eyes checked.
really made me sick. Like I would have to take them off and like adjust my eyes and like not look at the screen for a minute.
White Chicks. He likes those kind of movies, that stupid comedy.
Oh yeah.
He loves the
Scary
Wayans
movie?
Brothers. Loves them. What's that movie you like?
Which one? Scary Movie 2?
No. The other one you cried
50 Shades of Grey?
Yeah,
or
the
Black?
50 Shades of Black. 50 Shades of Black. If you like
It's
stupid
just the
comedy,
dick scene is the funniest part.
you cried laughing like through the whole thing, and it was not that funny.
Dude, when that dude's on the couch, his schlong hanging out.
If you haven't seen 50 Shades of Black and you like stupid comedy, go watch it. You're welcome.
It's funny.
Scary Movie 2, you're welcome.
Mission to Mars made me so freaking sick. It was terrible. I don't remember Mission to Mars. Did we not ride that? Is that a ride? We might not have done that. But it probably would have made me sick. Austin Powers. Yeah, we went through an Austin Powers phase. Not me and her, but me.
So I was like, no, we didn't.
That's the spinning one over by the test track. Yeah, I didn't do that one.
Mission to Mars. We did a spinny one. That was over by in Magic Kingdom or in
Sounds
Hollywood Studios. We did like the flying saucer thing. And we did the teacups.
Tim, I feel like it's whenever I get some like cheaper polarized glasses, the like polarization like changes.
Epcot. I don't think we did that one.
It almost makes them like not two layers. It's hard to explain. Like they don't line up right, so they're like a little out of focus, and it's really dicks with your eyes. Because I have bought polarized glasses like that you put on, and it's like your eyes won't focus through them. Like they're really shitty. Did y'all watch Lost? No.
No.
Nope.
We're probably the only people on the planet that didn't watch Game of Thrones or
Didn't watch Game of Thrones or
Yellowstone
or Lost
all
or
those big ones.
whatever the drug one is.
I did.
I didn't.
But
The meth dude. What's his name?
yeah, Breaking Bad.
Walter White.
Awesome. I would actually watch that one. It was that good.
70 Show? No.
The 70 Show is good.
I watched the only thing I watched with any amount of regular watching was It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
But he's seen every Kardashian.
Yeah. It's called the mirror effect. It's not called that, but that's what I call it. It messes with your eyes. Yeah, I don't know what it is, but certain glasses will do it.
You'll appreciate that, Hella.
Yeah, I think it's a cheap lens thing, Tim. I saw it when I got a pair of like cheap Oakley replacement lenses. And like I put them on and they like instantly gave me a headache because they weren't clear.
Sorry, I had a cough.
All right, bros. I got to get all these done before I leave. So we'll talk to y'all in a little while.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving. Maybe talk tomorrow. Adios.